Before we talk about individual services agreements, we need to step back and talk about master contracts because ISAs do not exist on their own. Master contracts are the foundation that allows LEAs to work with non-public schools and non-public agencies. Without this foundation in place, you can't legally authorize services through an MPS or MPA. This section is about understanding what master contracts are, what role they play, and just as important, what they do not do. California Education Code Section 56366 requires a master contract whenever an LEA contracts with a non-public school or agency to provide special education services, related services, or transportation that's included in the student's IEP. So anytime an MPS or MPA is involved in delivering IEP services, a master contract isn't optional, it's required. This applies regardless of how many students are served or how limited the services may be. The master contract sets up the formal relationship between the LEA and the MPS or MPA. It also confirms that the program is properly certified and compliant, and it establishes approved rates and lays out expectations around services, billing, and oversight. Importantly, it also authorizes the use of individual services agreements. The master contract creates the structure that allows the ISAs to exist. This part here is critical because many compliance issues come from misunderstanding what the master contract does and does not do. The master contract does not authorize services for individual students. It also doesn't replace the IEP, and it doesn't spell out what services a particular student will receive or how much they will cost. Even with a fully executed master contract, services cannot even begin without a student-specific ISA. Master contracts must be in place before a student is placed with an MPS or MPA. They ensure that services are provided only by programs that are approved by the California Department of Education, and they help create consistency in expectations and billing practices across placements. From a risk standpoint, they protect both the LEA and the MPS or MPA by clearly defining roles, responsibilities, and requirements upfront. A helpful way to think about this is that the master contract governs the relationship between agencies, while the ISA governs the services for an individual student. The master contract establishes the rules and the structure. Within that structure, the LEA and the MPS or MPA enter into individual services agreements for specific students during the contract term. One doesn't replace the other, they actually work together. So this is where the ISA comes into play. The ISA takes the framework created by the master contract and applies it to a specific student by reflecting what's written in the IEP. It documents the services, the timelines, and the costs for that student, and it serves as the actual authorization for services to begin. Without both a master contract and an ISA in place, services should not be delivered. A common misconception is that once a master contract is signed, services can automatically start. That's not the case. I already said that. The ISA is what activates the services. The ISA translates IEP decisions into a student-specific legally binding agreement. To be compliant, all three pieces must align and be in place: the IEP, the master contract, and the ISA.